Yes, it is. Funny you should mention it. Okay. Thank you. And it is also on YouTube. Huh. Okay. And there we all are. Great. Okay.
Ready to
So,
record.
thank you to this computer. Hallelujah. So,
Well done.
welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters. We're so happy you decided to come. And this is, you can find us here at the Zoom link, which is in all of the promotion I put up on social media and in your newsletter or what have you. And it's also being streamed on Facebook and YouTube. My guests today are David Haken, who joins us from Kansas City, Missouri, and we're very delighted to have him. David is always he always surprises me. So you're going to love these songs. And Jackie Kahn, who comes to us from somewhere in the UK, and I'll let her tell you where because I never remember. Yeah, the steel sieve is at work again here. So, and she is also always a wonderful surprise. And so I'm delighted to have both of you here. There will be more information later. Oh, I know. Don't forget to open up your chat if you're here on the Zoom because there's a whole nother world going on in there, including the tip jar. So, and I will put that information also on the live streams on social media. So, David, would you like to kick us off?
Sure. Sometimes I just want to shake people and slap them upside the head and say, what part of love thy neighbor don't you understand? But, of course, that doesn't do much good. So I wrote a gentle song instead. I read the news today. My thoughts are so ugly. My friends and I look at life, and we all agree. Many voices don't. I try to blame propaganda, but the truth is, we all live in America. Oh, we all live in America. It's so easy to judge, call someone mean-spirited. What would it look like across the table, breaking bread? I'm so sure of my choices, I join the hysteria. But the truth is, we all live in America. Oh, we all live in America. We walk in our bubble, we try to make ends meet. Our cultures rarely collide. We like things real neat, but our kids all wish on a star in their pajamas. For the truth is, we all live in America. We all live in America. We love the comfort food that we were raised on. Tostados, lasagna, sauerkraut, or wontons. We can play strings and brass and woodwinds in an orchestra. For the truth is, we all live in America. Oh, we all live in America. Every city and town, every neighborhood party, every holy day, every county fair jubilee. We all love our apple pie and Our Lady of Liberty, and hearing different voices is what it truly means to be free. We all live in America. Oh, we all live in America.
That was just beautiful, David.
Lovely.
Oh, it just occurred to me. Well, not quite all of us do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. I am there in spirit this evening.
Excellent.
So this is a song. I've written a number of songs based on the research I've done in my family tree, and this is my great grandfather. Turns out was listed in the 1851 census as Richard Conn, age 9, occupation coal miner, and in the 1911 census he was listed as Richard Conn, age 60. It's 69, occupation coal miner. So he was down the coal mine for at least 60 years. So this is Richard's song. He always knew this day must come, the end of all his childhood fun. When his heart was beating like a drum, when he started at the mine, there was never any other way. At 9 years old he had no say. He was old enough to earn his pay, working at the mine. For like his father's father's father and his brothers George and Mark, he always knew he'd spend his life down in the damp and dark. So he took the bed his mother made across the fields where he once played, and no one knew how much he prayed to not go down the mine. Through the gate of telly light, swallowed by the cage and out of sight, to spend 60 years in endless night, working at the mine. For like his father's father's father and his brothers John and Joe, he always knew he'd spend his life deep in the earth below. And he knew he mustn't shed a tear or show the men a trace of fear. For his path in life was always clear, and that path led to the mine. That path led to the mine. Richard's song.
Wow, Jackie.
Thank you.
Just imagine.
I know. I do imagine. Having been on a coal mine myself, I can't imagine what it must have been like at 9 years old.
Do you know David Llewellyn? Or do you know of his music?
I've heard the name David Llewellyn. Yeah.
He has a song about sending his son, his 6-year-old son, down the mine the first time. And
Right.
it's like yours. It's like, my word, oh, my poor heart. And one of the things he says to his son when he comes back at the end of the day is, now go talk to your mother because she needs to see you, because she needs to have a cry, and you will too.
Oh,
You know?
right. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I think you'd like it. Okay, so I don't have anything about coal mines or America on offer right at the moment, so I'm just going to do this new one. If I had it to do over, a mulligan for all of those mistakes, maybe I would take it slower and think about the reasons I should wait for the other shoe. But then I wouldn't be with you. If I had it to do over, a second chance to turn and walk away from all those careless promises and all the times my trust was betrayed because I didn't have a clue. But then I wouldn't be with you. You are the reason I still believe. A guardian angel watches over me. So if I had it to do over, an opportunity that few receive, I might be lying here tonight, dreaming dreams that probably would never come true, 'cause I wouldn't be with you.
Sweet.
Oh, look at Jan.
Thank you. Well, hi, Sarah. Oh, and
Hi there. That sounded wonderful at the end, at least.
thank you. And David Bertley admired your guitar playing on the Facebook. Just thought you'd like to know that.
Well, I retired from 28 years of teaching second grade, and most people don't realize that all across America, on a regular basis, young students and their teachers practice what to do if someone enters the building with a gun. This is called intruder drill. Word comes around, intruder drilled today. My inner city 8-year-olds have a lot to say. But as they hide in the cloakroom, knee to knee, their silent faces look up at me. Sure, some just snicker, like at the tornado drill last week. But many have seen violence, and not just on TV. They are my charge, my sacred duty, our chance for a brighter day. And I know each one like my own child, and not a one of them could I save. Duke is tearing up, bracing for that broken door, anticipating what he's seen before. Jenny hides her face, ashamed to cry. She mouths the question to me, why? They are my charge, my sacred duty, our chance for a brighter day. And I know each one like my own child, and not a one of them could I save. So I tie a cord around the door, and I hold the door. I ignore the flimsy glass as I block the window like before. This school was built in 1924. They never imagined needing order. They are my charge, my sacred duty, our chance for a brighter day. I know each one like my own child, not a one of them could I save.
Yeah, lovely, David.
Thank you.
Well, I'll stick with the family tree for now then. This is a story about someone who I knew when I was very, very small, who quite forbidding, not to say terrifying, a very stern woman. Sorry, excuse me. Then when I started to look to the background and realised all the things that had happened to her, perhaps became a bit more understandable, really. So these are all true events, apart from the bits I've made up. Dragged from the cozy realms of sleep by the hammering on the door, she stood there on the landing barefoot on the freezing floor. Her mother's sobbing told her life would never be the same, and her father's jaunty whistling would not be heard again. And Emily cried, and Emily sighed. She hated the handed her a letter and it shook her to the core. She'd to say goodbye to school and the books she loved to read, and travel far away to work, one less mouth to feed. And Emily cried, and Emily sighed. She hated the feeling she had deep inside. And though she felt lost from a home torn apart, the anger burned cold and fed the ice in her heart. He was handsome in his uniform, his mustache neat and trim. She knew from their first meeting that she would marry him. But 1915 came and dreams were shattered as before. With the baby sleeping in her arms, she waved him off to war. And Emily cried, and Emily sighed. She hated the feeling she had deep inside, and the pain was so sharp, sharp as a dart. And with each falling tear, the ice grew in her heart. For 4 long desolate years she struggled on alone. Then came the joyful news he was coming home. But as she looked into his eyes, she felt so bereft. For the man who had returned to her was not the one who left. But she didn't cry, and she didn't sigh. She vowed not to have that feeling inside. And this time she knew that was the start. There'd be only ice where she once had a heart. Yes, this time she knew that was the start. There'd be only ice where she once had a heart.
I'm so sorry about the recording going off and on. I'm not sure what's happening, but I decided not to interrupt your song again with,
Okay, that's fine.
and I'll splice it all together before it gets posted.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah. My apologies. Okay. So let's see. I know. I'm going to do one totally unrelated because I'm still trying to figure out why that was happening. So I'll just do one that when those gray skies seem to be falling in, when the hard times get harder and the good times grow thin, don't let that old rocky road rock you off of your feet. One day you'll be dancing down easy street. You gotta hold on, 'cause one day you'll have it all. If you hold on, one day you'll be dancing down easy street. Too many times your tears rolled by. You've been down too many roads paved with too many lies and promises dripping gold. Honey sweet, one day you'd be dancing down easy street. So you gotta hold on, 'cause one day you'll have it all. If you hold on, one day you'll be dancing down easy street. Well, somewhere there's rainbows shining in the sky, and dollar bills, well, they float on down before your eyes, and the last piece of your puzzle will make your life complete. One day you'll be dancing down easy street. So you gotta hold on, 'cause one day you'll have it all. If you hold on, one day you'll be dancing down easy street. One day you'll be dancing down easy street.
I love that song.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks for singing that one.
Yeah.
And Jan, you had a lot of crackling on either a guitar cord or plug-in or something.
Huh.
It went
Okay,
away.
thank you.
You might mute and swap out the cord or something.
Well, the cord likes to pop out of the and be out just enough so that I won't see it. Yeah.
Well, we do have daffodils coming up, and I love driving around this part of the Midwest in the spring with all the forsythias in bloom and the redbud trees and the dandelions. This is called Dandelion Garden. I was pulling weeds in my garden the first cool, dry weekend in spring. Well, Mrs. Rice next door was a friend of my father's, I asked her how her garden had been. And she said, I have 418 flowers, as yellow as a new sunshine. And she turned to her front yard. I clapped and she bowed. Now her dandelion garden's on my mind. She made me stop the car once on 10th Street. That graffiti on the underpass is rare. That painter's hand turned her garage into canvas. I admit that her confusion had some flair. She said, I have 418 flowers, as yellow as a new sunshine. She turned to her front yard. I clapped and she bowed. Now her dandelion garden's on my mind. Walnut trees grow into her foundation. Well, I asked her, don't they make your basement leak? She said the musty cellar brings back my childhood. Now I think about my mom, I laugh and weep. And she said, I have 418 flowers, as yellow as a new sunshine. She turned to her front yard. I clapped and she bowed. Now her dandelion garden's on my mind. Well, 10 years have passed and we're gathered round her. Oh, she's left us for some journey or better soil. 418 weeds fill this church with sunshine. I'm gonna look for beauty, not for toil, because now I have 418 flowers, as yellow as a new sunshine. She turned to her front yard. I clapped and she bowed. Now her dandelion garden's on my mind. Dandelion gardens on my mind.
That's such a lovely image.
That's lovely.
I particularly like that she bowed when you clapped.
Well, after such a lovely song, I hesitated to sing this one. This is a brand new song, and it was written from a prompt to write something that appeared in the news. And in the town where I live, apparently some flats were up for redevelopment, and they found the body of a young woman that had been there for 4 years without anybody knowing. It's mercifully short, this song. So. Hidden deep within my paper, never even made front page, an image of a wistful smile in a face not lined with age. She'd overcome so much in her short life, the paper said, but the only friends that she had now were the voices in her head. And everybody everybody said it was a shame as they tried to shift the blame. It won't happen again till the next time. But the voices grew louder and they told her to beware. So she gradually withdrew from everyone who cared. A 4-year-old calendar had a tattered, faded note. Help me scrawled in a childlike hand the last word she ever wrote. And everybody said it was a shame as they tried to shift the blame. It won't happen again till the next time. Lost in a twilight world, neighbors didn't know her name. She lay there waiting on the floor for the help that never came. I told you it was short.
Wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
Very powerful.
Thank you.
Powerful indeed.
Yeah. Till the next time. Well, this is a combination in that it's not necessarily a happy story, but also it's a memory from childhood, sort of. My mother's wishes came true, and so will mine. It was from a prompt, and I had noticed that a lot of the songs that I heard recently, it was the same chord progression. So I tried to do that and make my songs more contemporary. But the fact is, it's still me writing them, so. My mother lives in my mouth. I can hear her so clearly as I make your sandwich. Find your sock, check your homework. No, let's just leave that rock in the garden because I said to. That's why. My mother hides in my head and looks out my eyes as I watch from the window. You run to the bus stop, ponytail bouncing, hurrying up down the front walk because I said to. That's why. My mother's fingers tap my shoulder. How is she getting so much older so quickly? She asks me. My mother takes a seat in my mind, and one day I'll be the one sitting in yours and hearing you speak as we watch your children have a good day. I hear you tell them because I said to. That's why. Then my fingers will tap your shoulder. How on earth did you get so much older so quickly? My mother speaks with your voice. As I tell you good night, you question my choices and tell me you'll never say that to your children. You'll always give them a very good reason. Well, here's the reason. It's because I said to. That's why. Because I said to. That's why. because I love you. That's why. Thank you.
Wonderful.
That's actually a scary song.
Actually,
hear my
I
mother
see your
saying
point.
I see my mother now when I look in the mirror.
I see
Absolutely,
my Auntie
Sid.
Violet.
All of my relatives go marching by at one point or another.
In the 80s, the Statue of Liberty needed refurbishing. It was a big project. They did a big fundraiser, took years, and the fundraising project was Save the Lady. And so this is called Save the Lady. Here I stand with my back turned toward America, but it's her promise I hold up to the sea. Sons of immigrants raise their fists at aliens. Funny, they still look tired and poor to me. Oh, to me. People worry that I'll fall into decay, that the cold salt air will crumble me away. When they feel me crying, save the lady, I'm thinking of my sister, the USA. It's hard to settle for your lot in life. Lord, you know I've had my times. I cried when I learned I'd never walk the land of the free, till I saw a poor statue made of unlit stone. Unlit stone. People worry that I'll fall into decay, that the cold salt air crumble me away. When they feel me crying, save the lady, I'm thinking of my sister, USA. I can hear the whispers of America, and sometimes they make me feel like I stand alone. Is there no one here who's grateful for their freedom? Oh, enough to welcome strangers to their home, to their home. People worry that I'll fall into decay, that the cold salt air crumble me away. Feel me crying, save the lady, I'm thinking of my sister, the USA. Here I stand with my back turned toward America, promise I'll never turn away. We must all share the dream that you've now harvested. Oh, to keep the winds of prejudice at bay. Oh, at bay. Oh, save the lady. Oh, save the lady. Oh, save the
Oh, lovely.
That was nice.
So the last song was it was a recent song, and this is the very first, well, I lie, it wasn't the very first song that I wrote, because I wrote one when I was about 15 for the school assembly, but that's never going to see the light of day. I wrote this for my goddaughter's wedding, 2017, and she got married on the same date at the same time in the same church as her grandparents. And when people ask me if I have a CD, I say yes, but it's only got one song on it. It was played while they were signing the register. It's called Another Wedding Day. The bride is dressed, her veil in place. The car is on its way. Father wipes a teary eye. It's his daughter's wedding day. And weddings are a time for celebration, a day for starting life anew. It's been the same for every generation. Life goes on and we will too. Their eyes go to an old photo frame, and sadness clouds their smile, an image of another bride and groom, walking smiling down the aisle. For weddings are a time for celebration, a day for starting life anew. It's been the same for every generation. Life goes on and we will too. The date's the same and so's the church, but these are different worlds. Parachute silk has been replaced by designer lace and pearls. Still weddings are a time for celebration, a day for starting life anew. It's been the same for every generation. Life goes on and we will too. 70 years ago today, the rain fell hard and fast, but the love that grew in such stormy times was solid, true and built to last. And weddings are a time for celebration, a day for starting life anew. It's been the same for every generation. Life goes on and we will too. Though arm in heaven now, love always finds a way, and they'll look down and give their blessings on their granddaughter's wedding day. For weddings are a time for celebration, a day for starting life anew. It's been the same for every generation. Life goes on and we will too. While love goes on and we will too.
Lovely, Jackie.
Beautiful.
I wrote a song for my daughter. She asked me to. She asked me to write a song for her wedding. And I said, sure, who's going to sing it? And she said, yeah. And she said, oh, you are. So comes the wedding day, and I've got this brand new song for my daughter's wedding. And I look up at, they're kind of on a dais, and I look up, and they're both like teary. Oh, don't look there. So I looked out at the congregation, and all of her dearest friends in the front row of the congregation, all the ones that weren't up on the dais with her, and here's what they looked like. And so I thought, oh, don't look there either. So I spent the song looking down at the sound hole. Fortunately, yeah. And the only mistake I made as a result made the song better, so thank goodness. But this is not about that. This is about what happens after the wedding. Sort of. We've had some good times in this house. Painting walls and growing gardens, holidays and birthday parties, now and then a glass of wine out in the yard. Making music with our friends, watching movies in the den, sitting around the kitchen table playing cards. We've had some good times in this house. We are a family in this house. We've had some hard times in this house. We've had storms and we had anger. We have acted like we're strangers, but then the danger's past, the storm is done. We've had fire and flood, but each time push came to shove, we stood with one another and we won. We've had some hard times in this house. We're still a family in this house. You can't see it from the outside if you passed it on the street, but the roof and walls are sweet with life and love. You'd only know that if you live in this house. This is where the flute goes. One of these days we'll leave this house, 'cause our children will be grown. They'll have families of their own, and one day we will be stories they will tell. And those stories will be sweet, like the cookies baked and eaten, and the dinners round the table. So as long as we are able, we'll be a family in this house. We are a family in this house. We've had some good times in this house.
Great.
Aw,
That's
that's so
lovely.
cute, Sarah.
How did you do that?
I don't know. A little tutorial, Sarah?
Yeah, that's just special for you here on Zoom because I'm not video and I'm just a still picture. This isn't, well, now my voice is, I've got a disembodied voice now on the Facebook feed, but like my reactions aren't showing up for anybody but you guys. So if you go into where the little smiley face reaction is, and then you see that top line, you see where you can raise your hand, and then you see that top line. Well, the
Yeah.
little dot, dot, dot brings you into the whole menu full of all of the Yeah. Oh, I loved it when I made
Oh,
that
how
discovery.
fun.
Can't you tell?
Yes. Well, the little house was delightful.
Cool. Um, so this is a story about the fork in the road. It's called Salina's Midnight Cook. Wipers complain that this drizzle won't end. Goodbye to these towns, I won't come this way again. The highway turns to lanes of red and white stars. So I pull off at Salina, but won't see many cars. My coffee cup is chipped, but my hands are warm. Homemade pie has cured this storm. From my plastic booth, I see her standing there, just outside her kitchen, finger twirling her hair. Salina's midnight cook, lean Kansas blonde, long fingers in her book. She clearly doesn't belong. Is she on the trail of a murder mystery, or in an elevator with a client to see? Is there a train in the snow with a romance afoot? One thing I'm sure of, she's no longer a cook. She sees me staring and I feel a fool, but she welcome home smiles and winks so cool. She comes to my table and my face gets hot. She puts a hand on my shoulder, says, "Sweetie, what do you want?" Salina's midnight cook, lean Kansas blonde, long fingers in her book. She clearly doesn't belong. Wanna ask what she's reading, wanna ask her name. I want a ticket on that train. I swear there's a smile on her fingertips, but I say I should be going and leave my tip. I drive away into the night, hating to just leave, but knowing it was right. Somewhere there's a lucky God who will win her heart. My story and hers are just too far apart. Salina's midnight cook, lean Kansas blonde, long fingers in her book. She clearly doesn't belong. Wipers complain that this drizzle won't end. Goodbye to these towns, I won't come this way again.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
Thank you.
So as I said, I grew up in a, did I say? I can't remember. I grew up in a small mining village in the northeast of England, and all the women in my family used to love going dancing. My mother, my aunties. In fact, well, it was a big community thing. And this song combines that and my love of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies. With her hands in the sink, she gazed out at the yard and wondered why life had to be quite so hard. She dreamed of a life like Ginger and Fred, a far different life to the one she now led. Above rows of grey rooftops the sky threatened rain, and she knew that tomorrow would be just the same. She sighed as she wearily brushed back her curls. Choices were few for colliery girls, but for 3 years and Monday she'd a different life. She was nobody's mother and nobody's wife. Across the welfare hall dance floor she'd guide and she'd twirl, and remember the joy she felt as a girl. The old upright piano her father would play, home from the pit at the end of the day. She'd dance round the kitchen as light as you please, as her father's long fingers danced over the keys. Teenage hours she spent dreaming at the Empress or Ritz, immersed in a world of glamour and glitz. She'd longed to be Ginger in the arms of her Fred, but a collier's wife is what she was instead. But for 3 years and Monday she'd a different life. She was nobody's mother and nobody's wife. Across the welfare hall dance floor she'd glide and she'd twirl, remember the joy she felt as a girl. Monday night was a time when she could pretend. She tried not to think how soon it would end. She'd waltz and she'd quick-step, not stopping to breathe. Lost in the dancing she played make-believe. The cha-cha was cheeky, the foxtrot was divine. The tango was daring, she forgot about time. Wrapped in the music her body would sway, and tomorrow's grey chores lead a lifetime away. Yes, for 3 years and Monday she'd a different life. She was nobody's mother and nobody's wife. Across the welfare hall dance floor she'd glide and she'd twirl, remember the joy she felt as a girl. Across the welfare hall dance floor she'd glide and she'd twirl, remember the joy she felt as a girl.
Very nice. So we are about to have our second family reunion in 120 years. And the first one was the first one in 100 years because, well, part of it is people who got uprooted and moved to a new location in their early adulthood you can expect some aberrant behavior. And consequently, on the way over here, my grandfather and 2 of his brothers had an argument about things religious. The middle brother sided with the younger one, and my grandfather never spoke to either of them again. So I thought back in 1999, if we had a family reunion, it could take place in my living room, because that's how much family I thought we had. Turns out there were 7 siblings. They all came to the U.S. One of them went back, and so she was in Ukraine when the Nazis came through. So that was not such a great story. But back about 2000, some of my distant relatives started working on a family tree and contacted me. They got my name from somebody else. And it was all very surprising. And then in 2003, we had a family reunion. and I saw people who looked like me, and that was the first time that had ever happened to me. So I wrote this song for it, and we're about to have another one this coming July because it's been 20 years since the last one, and I'm really looking forward to it to see how people have changed. I heard information that there was no way to guess, you know. So this is the song I wrote, and I'm going to play it again in July. I am descended from people who died for their difference. And I am descended from brave ones who came to these shores. I am the child of folks who worked hard for their living. And I bet every one of them wonders one time, what for? Through trouble and tribulation, the rise and fall of civilization, every generation dreams of a better life. So we are the reason for their journey. They are the reason for ours. Love is the question posed by their children. Love was the answer given to us. Those great-grandmothers sure must have loved their babies. I am a mother, I know it's hard to let go. Those great-grandfathers sure must believe in the future, 'cause those sons and daughters were their vessels of hope. Through trouble and tribulation, the rise and fall of civilization, every generation dreams of a better life. So we are the reason for their journey, and they are the reason for ours. Love is the message we pass to our children. Love was the message given to us. Looking in each of your faces, I see my own face in yours, united in aspiration. You make me feel what a gift it is to be born. Love is the reason. Love is the treasure we will to our children. Love is the treasure given in trust to us. Love is the reason it always was.
Wow, a new favorite of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful, Jan. Wonderful song.
They were lovely people and very inspiring. They are. They were. Well, they were too.
And will be again. When you see them in July. That'd be great.
This song is about unconditional love. Mothers fleeing from sad Ukraine, artists from the south of Spain, dingy subway vagabonds, South Sea Islanders who fish the pond. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are part of the web of life so dear. You are welcome here. Grandma's raising a family or two, nurses caring for me and you, assembly workers with their power tools, young people striking at their school. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are part of the web of life so dear. You are welcome here. Beavers building their river pools, oak trees keeping the forest cool, wolves out hunting to feed their cubs, soil microbes, nematodes and grubs. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are part of the web of life so dear. You are welcome here. Farmers out in their sea of wheat, church choirs with their voices sweet, clerks and bookkeepers 9 to 5, village chief glad to be alive. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are part of the web of life so dear. You are welcome here. Connections grow like roots in the dark to all life on earth, and we are just one part. Dandelions blooming twice a year, eagles soaring in the air so clear, those who've fallen to despair, those who lift them out of their chairs. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are part of the web of life so dear. You are welcome here. You are welcome here.
Yeah, great, David. I was harmonising on that chorus, or doing my best. Probably just as well you couldn't hear me.
I have a friend who calls that singer's Tourette's. You can't help it.
This is a song I wrote at a time when I lost about 3 people close to me, including a very good friend from school. And we had all kinds of plans to do silly things. There's It's called A Robin Calls. It was going to be called A Feather Falls, but then I discovered there was another song called A Feather Falls. So it's called A Robin Calls. A feather falls, a robin calls, a trace of perfume in the air, an echo of your favorite song, and I can see you standing there. Each day there's a reminder of happy times now past. The photographs may fade away, but the memories hold fast. And I thought we'd have more time to do all the things we planned. One day fate stepped in, why I'll never understand. I'd love to hold your hand again and hug you close once more, share a secret or a joke as we often did before. I know you didn't want to leave, the pain just got too much to bear. But how I wish I could once again see you standing there. And I thought we'd have more time to do all the things we planned. One day fate stepped in, why I'll never understand. Sometimes a veil of cobwebs is all that lies between the times we spent together and the times that might have been. And I thought we'd have more time to do all the things we planned. One day fate stepped in, why I'll never understand. Yes, I thought we'd have more time to do all the things we planned. One day fate stepped in, why I'll never understand. No, I'll never understand. Robin calls.
Beautiful.
That is lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, you got me that time, Jackie.
Oh, sorry, Sarah.
I'm sorry about your loss. I'm going to pick up the tempo just a little bit because, oh, wait, before I do that, David, the time has come. Where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
Actually, it's David Haken, that's HAKAN.com. And actually, I am doing songwriting retreats.
How lovely.
And I've got some travels planned, but mostly I'm filming other artists. And I'm the official videographer for Folk Alliance in Austin and in North Carolina, and regional music festival, the Walnut Valley Festival. So haven't quite decided to go back on tour yet.
I understand.
I think I may need a duo partner to get me back out on the road.
So, and online, you're davidhaken.com?
Yes, and you can hear whole
Yes.
songs and see the lyrics and decide what you'd like.
Great. And Jackie, how about you?
Well, I don't have an online presence yet. People keep nagging me.
But there's folks in your background who are agitating for you to get one.
Yes, there are lots of folks nagging me. if you live in and around Surrey in England, you can see me live at a number of venues, or on Zoom.
Great.
In a few places.
Well, I will be, let's see, this is the last Any Sunday for a little while, but if you're in Austin, I will be at the second Sunday Songwriters at Kick Butt Coffee with Jimmy Joe Natoli and Allie Cook, who are both wonderful. And then we'll be back here on April 16th. I'm pretty excited about this show, too, because both of these people we've tried to have them on before, and one of them we succeeded, but a long time ago, and the other one has never been on the show before. We're going to have Annie Capps, who comes to us from Michigan, and Laura Zucker, who comes to us from California, Northern California, and both of them are extraordinary songwriters. So it's going to be a great show to which you're all invited. That one will be on Zoom. And if you're on my mailing list, you'll know exactly where to go on that date. So if you are not on my mailing list, put your email in the chat and I'll remedy that situation at speed. But I'm going to do this song because on March 31st, once again this year, it's going to be National Crayon Day. And I wrote this song because it was from a prompt. The prompt was, see if you can use every color in the rainbow. So I opened up my browser and looked to see, what possible hints there might be there. And on that day, it was National Crayon Day. So this was the result. So I've got red, brick red and scarlet and jaspberry and plenty of oranges, like sunset and sienna, lemon yellows in there too. Sunglow and canary, olive sea green and shamrock. And I got blue, cerulean to denim, navy and Pacific robin's egg and cornflower. I got eggplant to plum, royal purple to fuchsia, indigo and cobalt. Lord, I'm in their power. I got the box of 120, sharpener on the side right where I need it. Got the box, give me lots of paper. It's National Crayon Day. Gonna make a banner and hang it in the window, all the colors of the rainbow and a few nature never thought of. I want everyone to know, no matter who they are, no matter where they come from, that I am in love with the box of 120, sharpener on the side right where I need it. Got the box, give me lots of paper. It's National Crayon Day. Did you know that crayons have collectors? Did you know that crayons have a history? If there's not a crayon museum, there should be. For the box of 120, sharpener on the side just where you need it. Got the box, give me lots of paper. It's National Crayon Day. Got the box, I'm gonna need lots of paper, 'cause it's National Crayon Day.
I love that song. And there is a crayon museum, Jan, isn't there?
There is.
In Cumbria.
Yes.
Kendal.
Yes, and there's one in the U.S. somewhere, too.
Oh, is there?
Cleveland,
well done for
possibly.
getting all those colours in. That was fantastic.
I'm a sly one.
Well, as Jan alluded to earlier, sometimes what we believe sets us apart. So in this song, I decided to see if I could write something anybody could sing along with, no matter what they believe. It's called For This World. No one looks a stranger dressed in a smile. Though to learn their way takes a little while. There's a gospel in shaken hands, building bridges across different lands. For this world we all love, for this world, the Milky Way above. For this world, say a little prayer. For this world, we all share. As the seas begin to rise and the ice packs melt away, we must simplify our lives, a lighter footprint every day. For this world we all love, for this world, Milky Way above. For this world, say a little prayer. For this world, we all share. We all lift our eyes now and then, speak to someone unseen once again. When a bitter past lingers there, even a sigh becomes a prayer. For this world we all love, for this world, Milky Way above. For this world, say a little prayer. For this world, we all share.
Oh, wonderful sentiment. That's great, David. I've been doing some collaborating recently with a singer-songwriter from Surrey called Jonathan Rayner, and this is one of our songs, and it's inspired by when I was little. I used to take the dog and head off down to the cliff top and just sit there for hours. As a child I wandered freely, drawn always to the sea, where time stood still like magic for my four-legged friend and me. And when the north wind did its worst, we loved it all the more. We'd sit for hours just watching white horses race to shore. You cast your spell upon me and weaved a wondrous tale of pirate ships and longships and galleons in full sail. I dreamt ocean, making my escape. Steadfast and enduring, the wise old sea looks on. Its tides will always ebb and flow when we have all long gone. More constant than a lover, a true and faithful friend. You were there at my beginning and will be there at the end. The fishing boats of childhood have gone, they've had their day. Now container ships and tankers line up across the bay. But as the wheel of fortune turns, rise precedes the fall, and they will also fade away like the Viking ships before. Steadfast and enduring, the wise old sea looks on. Its tides will always ebb and flow when we have all long gone. More constant than a lover, a true and faithful friend. You were there at my beginning and will be there at the end. Your changing moods have mesmerized me through the passing years. You've calmed me, consoled me, you've shared my hopes and fears. When life overwhelms me, I know where I should be, on that lonely windswept headland, gazing out to sea. It's a love song.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah. So I have this friend who is very passionate about what's happening to our climate and our diminishing ability to do anything about it. He has hope, but he also has a bunch of websites for which I've written a lot of music to help him in his cause. And this is my favorite of the ones I wrote for him. Magnetic fields fight their way across the sky and show us brilliant colors, the northern lights, and we are all reminded the beauty we have here, how fortunate we are to have protective atmosphere, and the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us. Celestial looms weave the darkness into lights that dance above the planet to dazzle human eyes, and we are all reminded of vast eternity, how fortunate we are, however briefly, just to be. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us. depends on our next choice. For though we send our rockets up to land on planet Mars, lie back on the hillside to admire the stars. The northern lights remind us with their shimmering towers how fortunate we are to have this earth of ours. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us, the northern lights, the northern lights, the northern lights remind us.
Lovely song, Jan.
Thank you.
That's great.
So it looks like we have 2 more rounds. David, somebody tried to access your website and got something else instead. Is it David Haken or David B. Haken?
It's davidhaken.com, and it points to the band Zoogle site.
Oh, okay.
Well, a while ago I realized that I had never written a song about my college days. At this point, it was a matter of setting the record straight. I was looking around for colleges with educational reform. And I visited Sarasota, where the beaches were so warm. Clean-cut kid, straight-A student, the cabbie shook his head, oh no. Son, that's where all the hippies go. There was cannabis on the balconies, discussions late at night. Nietzsche is peachy on the bathroom walls, and it was spelled just right. Philosophy and poetry, skinny dipping when the moon was low. 'Cause that's where all the hippies go. January without jackets, even in a sudden squall. Kierkegaard, Thoreau, George Ringo, John and Paul. Avant-garde, uncensored, we savored life real slow. 'Cause that's where all the hippies go. Now our tie-dye, we made in buckets, rubber gloves and rubber bands. The whole earth flag was our roadmap. We marched for peace in Vietnam. Consecrated non-conformists, we look the same from head to sandal toe. 'Cause that's where all the hippies go. Our big problem was crossing Georgia, where the Confederate flag still flew. Our mural-painted van would be stopped and searched, that we knew. We'd cops up and all fighting the Balrog. They'd wave us on real slow. 'Cause that's where all the hippies go. Now my gray hair's in a ponytail, but my Harley's parked outside. Organic food is in my garden, and another crop beside. Who needs assisted living when our commune has hedge fund dough? 'Cause that's where all the hippies go.
Yay!
Wonderful.
I'm actually going to a university reunion in September. Well, that should be fun. So this is, did you say we've got 2 rounds, Jan? Is this the penultimate round? I've lost track. This is another recent song which was written from a prompt about a letter of separation, and I think I was feeling a bit homesick because I come from the northeast of England, but I live in Surrey, which is in the south. Just a note to tell you how things are. Grass is always greener when seen from afar. Too many times I've missed my cue to take a chance and just come home to you. Never thought it'd turn out this way. If I'd have seen the future, then I guess I might have stayed. Long distance love affairs never last, and the cruel sands of time run out too fast. I've often taken paper and pen to write the same lines time and time again. The pull of you has always been strong. I want you to know, I want you to know how much I long to come back home to you. It's hard to admit that I was wrong. Too late now, 'cause I've been gone far too long. But every night alone in my bed, I recall all the things we did and all the things we said. Even though I know just what I've lost, a burning bridge is much too hard to cross. Tears are falling as I reach the end of another letter I know I'll never send. I've often taken paper and pen to write the same lines time and time again. The pull of you is still as strong, but you'll never know, no, you'll never know how much I long to come back home to you. Night at home.
Yes, this is our penultimate round. This song grew out of an argument with someone. People like to look back on ancient times and assume that not only did those people not have the technology, but they also didn't have the know-how, and therefore anything remarkable that was built during that time, they must have either had help from a previous generation that no one knows about now, or aliens must have landed and put them up to it. Sorry, folks, we have always been human, with everything that means. And in some ways, we've lost stuff. Come, let me show you the caves of Lascaux, where horses and deer and buffalo dance across the walls and the ceilings and the arches above. Ancient and sacred, a gift from the artist's hands. Come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herds from an African sun, and to the caves where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hands in the caves of Lascaux. Here in our 21st century myth, we all think we live by some God-given plan, and all life on earth is for our benefit, ours for the taking, as fast as we can. But come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herds from an African sun, and to the caves where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hand in the caves of Lascaux. Come kneel in the torchlight, come bow your head, give thanks to your brothers, by whose grace you will be fed. Come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herd from an African sun, and to those caves where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hand in the caves of Lascaux.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Wow, Jan. I was going to say deep in the comments, but I wasn't trying to be punny.
Thank you. I wouldn't have thought you were trying to be funny. Although there is a pun there, isn't there?
Well, I'll close with a song from the same time period. This is a song about the invention of rhyme. Long ago, before there was writing, there lived a man who couldn't hunt or run. But in his tribe he held his head up. They called him Maker and their favorite son. He made the braid so the rope was stronger. He made the knot that held it tight. Now they had milk as well as cow flesh. He built the fire that warmed the night. Maker man, play on your lyre. Maker man, weave the music so fine. Maker man, tell us a story. Make our hearts dance and the words all rhyme. One day a girl begged the maker, I wanna be a maker too. Well, you must pray and ask the Spirit to find your heart and to come to you. For when I make a tool that sharpens, the Great One sharpens me. When you finally cage the tiger, then the Spirit will set you free. Maker man, play on your lyre. Maker man, weave the music so fine. Maker man, tell us a story. Make our hearts dance and the words all rhyme. There was drought, there was hardship. There came a tribe across the river Fear. Their first taste of theft and violence, but he would not make more deadly spears. They brought him wood to build a stockade, to keep them out and to shoot from. He built a bridge across the water. He went over and learned their tongue. And they said, Maker man, play on your lyre. Maker man, weave the music so fine. Maker man, tell us a story. Make our hearts dance and the words all rhyme.
Beautiful, David. Beautiful.
Yeah, lovely. Really lovely. Well, after those two songs, I'm really annoyed that I haven't finished my song yet about ancient Roman Britain. But sadly, it's not finished.
Well, I want to hear it when it's done. That sounds very enticing.
That's very enticing. That's the teaser. So this song is, as I said, I grew up in a mining village, and it was on the coast, and the colliery waste used to go out to sea and was washed back, and the beach was black, and there was coal mining waste everywhere. But my Uncle Arthur used to always find a little oasis of greenery. He gave me my love of the natural world. And there was always, when we went on our route marches around the cliff tops, there was always a skylark singing. This is called Uncle Arthur's Skylark. Under the railway bridge, down down to the sea, past the one-eyed pony by the hawthorn tree, and where the steel grey sea met the coal-black strand, there we found an unlikely wonderland where the skylark soared, the skylark soared. In your boots, flat cap, and your old tweed coat, a muffler always tied around your throat. High on the beach banks we love to stand, tiny fingers clasped in a giant hand, and the skylark soared, the skylark soared. We were never very far from the pithead's glare, we had salt spray in our faces and a sea breeze in our hair, and the skylark sang with all her might above the clanking and the whirring of the aerial flight. Yes, the skylark soared, the skylark soared. You showed me the green among the grey. You said despite the plans of man, nature always has her way. You taught me all the names of the trees and flowers, while dandelion clocks marked the passing of the hours, and we wondered at the marvels the changing seasons bring, hips and haws in autumn and cowslips in the spring, where the skylark soared, the skylark soared. On that sad day when you had to leave and we gathered round black-clad to grieve, well, I knew in my heart you were not really gone, when overhead I heard the skylark song. Yes, the skylark soared, the skylark soared, the skylark soared, the skylark soared.
Another
That was
gorgeous
just
song.
exquisite.
Thank you.
I heard you do that. Was it last Monday? All
Yeah,
the days are
at the Duncan,
yeah,
yeah.
at Duncow. And all the songs you did were gorgeous, but that one's definitely a standout.
Oh, thank
I
you.
hope if you're recording, you are planning to record that one.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Plus, you played right into my hands, for which I thank you. This is my last offering. It's new-ish. It's a couple weeks old now. Every time I say something like that, I think, funny, you don't look newish. Anyway. Come to the woods with me. Let the trees tell you their secrets. Drink from the river that flows through the forest. Come to the woods with me. Come to the woods with me. Hear the miracle of the bird song. Let it transport you and wrap you in calm. Come to the woods with me. Forget your future, forget your machines, and forget your 5-year plan. Just for a moment, remember your dreams and breathe in that sweetness as deep as you can. And come to the woods with me. Find the birthplace of ancient wisdom. Let it restore your sweet optimism. Find your heart, find your soul. Let it make you whole. And come to the woods. Come
love it.
Thank you so much, Jan. This is wonderful.
Thank you. One more round of applause first for David Haken. That was a fabulous afternoon. And also for Jackie Kahn. And
Oh, wow.
both of you are just wonderful writers, and I'm so proud to have been able to present you here. I'm Jan Seides. You can reach me at jan@janseides.com. If you'd like to be put on the mailing list for these shows, it's been going on now for 3 years. I think we're not going anywhere. And we have an international audience and an international bevy of songwriters. What would you say?
I don't know what the collective noun is for songwriters.
I'm not sure either.
We'll make
But
one
I'm
up.
sure we
That's
can
our-
come up with
Put up
one.
David.
That's our song prompt for next.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, this goes on pretty much any Sunday that I want to, but it works out usually to every other Sunday. So anyway, you're all welcome. Please come back, and thank you for being here. I am going to stop the recording, and then